Welcome back to our Analysing channel. This video is quite different because I'm going to review the books, but this is coming from British Council Library. British Council Library is my favorite library where you will get amazing piece of information about English language and all authentic content, and you will get the amazing collections and so on. And after a very long time, and I became the member, and after almost 5 years. Before I was having membership, then I discontinued, I didn't get time, and now I am regaining it back. So that means a lot of books will be coming, and I will be borrowing a lot of books, and I will be trying to give some reviews from it. So the today, this is the card I got it after I became the member, and then it has that 1 year validity, and I can borrow. This is individual card. I can borrow 6 books and I can return within 20 days. And if I'm not able to do so before that, the SMS and the email comes, I can just renew also as well automatically, right? So it has pretty much a very systematic process and all that, and very great ambience you will get it when you check out to the library. Okay, let's get to the video, and I'm gonna unfold various books today. And this is the books which I have taken. There are 6 books, and the small slip you get it. And once you take and borrow the books and all that, it's self-service. You can just place it on the computer, and there is a sensor, and then it comes out, and you can just have the slip for your reference. And the slip contains that the date and then the validity. You have to we have to return the books within 20 days. So the very first book which I have in my hand is called Cultural Intelligence, right? And in the past video I talked about, so there are 4 questions now we are talking about in the era that we were talking about intelligence quotient. The person who has intelligence, that means that the person has been endorsed and appreciated and applauded and all that, right? And then there is something called emotional intelligence came. That is also very important component now. And there is also called physical quotient, how you take care of your health, how you take care of your diet, and all of that things. And the fourth one is also very important, called cultural intelligences, right? Cultural intelligences is that every country, I also covered some of the videos from this topic, and every country and every places you go, and what you consider at one place is right, that in other places it's absolutely incorrect and all that, right? So I'm excited to read this book. Why? There are two sole reasons. One, when you aware of the cultural differences, you can just respect other opinions, suggestions and all that, right? And then this is by you can increase or enhance the relationship. That is one. Number 2 is that you will aware of your triggers and all that. You will not get hurt, and you will be able to balance the emotions very nicely. For example, somebody says that in one part of the country says that they don't like you, right? So in the same thing in different contexts, in different meaning, right? So these books, I'm gonna read it fully, and I'm trying to cover as much as I can the nutshell and snippets from this book, right? And this is competitive edge for the leaders and crossing borders. So this is mainly for the people managers and all that. And so this is the book, and this has various chapter which you will find that British Council Library stamped there. And then it has various things. First of all, why do I need to know about the cultural intelligence and how to develop and all that. It has got what is meant by paradox and all that. So this is a book. I am excited to read it and cover the review as much as I can. The next book I have, this is associated with the data, right? This book name is called Analysis Quantitative Data. Analyze quantitative data. Once again, it does not solely talk about Lean Six Sigma and all that statistic. But why I picked up this book is It also talks about how to prepare the data, for example, how to prepare the data, how to check the sanity of the data, and it also talks of most of the things. It came from SPSS software, which I'm not aware. I will try to learn and then cover as much as I can. And then it also talks about regression analysis, it talks about hypothesis, it talks about the bell curve and all of that things, but different perspective in all the whatever the analysis being carried out in this book. And it looks to be like it has been done with the SPSS software, but finger crossed, I will try to learn, and then as much as I can, I can do cover this also as well. For example, this is talking about the hypothesis, various testing, and how to communicate the result and all that. So in hypothesis, we all know that in hypothesis is not about just testing that whether to reject the null hypothesis or accept the null hypothesis. It is all about interpreting it. So I'm excited to read it and do cover in the future. The third book which I have is that Business Letter for All. This is also interesting book in a sense that how you can write the email and business emails, and how you can, if somebody has a concern, for example customer complaints and all that, how you can address it, how you can acknowledge that one, and all of that things. It also has a dialogue of it, and also has wherever some places you will also will find the picture also as well. So I'm excited to read, and it's coming from Oxford University, and I believe that this book is very authentic, and I will try to cover as much as I can. The next book from the same author, you will find it here, from the same author, and this book also is coming from iLead tool. iLead tool is also one of the great publisher, and very known for very rich and content. And for example, everywhere you find it actually is appealing, kind of flow chart, kind of the visuals you will get it. And this is the book called Thought Leadership, and it also has a various chapter, and I'm going to cover. I'm all excited. I can't wait to cover more detail about it. So one quick thing before we go further, it also talks about the six thinking hat. So we read that six thinking hat by Dr. Edward de Bono and all that, right? But this looks to be a different angle, and I'm excited to tell and to cover some of the portions from the very book as such. Okay, and then you have a task leadership. This is also yet another one. It talks about how to motivate others, how to build the resilience, and how to engage others to deliver, how to communicate and all that. And this also looks to be very interesting, and for example how to cope with the setback and so on and so forth. So we will try to see, for example, sustaining is one chapter. Like this, there are wonderful chapter around, and I will try to cover as much as I can. The last book I have is that The Manager Tale, right? And this book, why I picked, it has a small stories in all the chapters, the stories of managerial identity, and this is Patrick Reedy is the author name. And I also would like to read this book. I have not read it before, but I will read this book and I will try to cover some lessons from it. For example, some multi-generations life stories as historical narratives, telling tales and all that. So it has got so much lesson to it, and I will try to cover some of the things from this book which I quoted right now. And please do like, share, subscribe my channel. You have wonderful day ahead.